This is my blog for my middle school project task reflection. It was placed at Dexter Middle School, and my mentor teacher was a SPED co-teacher for 6th and 7th grade English and mathematics. And the first task I chose was observe or participate in co-teaching of mathematics, science, or social studies class, in which on this one I wrote about mathematics and English, even though English wasn't listed because those are her two subjects. As far as mathematics, I did participate and observe that. It was a 7th grade pre-algebra, algebra 1 class. In that setting, the gen ed teacher would implement the lesson up front, and the SPED co-teacher would assist students, making sure they were on task and understanding the content as it was being taught and presented to them. As far as independent work like worksheets, after the lesson, both teachers assisted students who needed help, in which I participated in this part because a lot of the students needed assistance when it came to that. I worked with a few students, but I worked with one for the majority of time. He needed help step by step with the formula over and over again. He also didn't know what half of a number meant, and later I found out he's being referred to functional skills for the upcoming school year. And I had a chance to take a look at his IP later on that day, which none of his math goals or English goals aligned with anything that was being taught in these classes. And that's why I stated that it is extremely important to recognize which students are benefiting from co-teaching inclusive classrooms and which students need more intervention, like the kid I just talked about. As far as the English class, 7th grade English class, I did not participate in the classroom. I just observed because it was mainly just lectures and student participation, like whole groups, discussions, things like that. And for my second task, I chose ask a parent of a child, if possible, with a disability about inclusion and obtain their perspective, or write what your view of inclusion would be if you were a parent. I chose to write the second part. I am a parent. My daughter is 3, and this topic is important to me as a mother and a future SPED educator. And I am all in for exclusionary practices. And I love to see co-teaching. I think it's very beneficial for not only the students, but the teachers as well. And it's really beneficial for all students, whether they have an IEP, 504, behavior intervention plan, or not at all. Everybody can get the assistance they need to make sure they are understanding the content. And I personally wish that all classes could have 2 teachers to them, a co-teaching style versus just specific classes. Again, but it's not going to be a thing with funding and teacher shortages and things like that. But in a real inclusive world, I would love to see that. And as far as my daughter, I would love for her to have an educational experience that is very inclusive, whether she has a disability or not, whether she needs intervention or not. I would like for her to learn and communicate with everybody in school despite their disabilities. And to me, exposure is a very important thing that teaches students at a young age about other students despite their differences, and whether they're neurotypical or neurodivergent.